What was that?
Why?
That sounded horrible.
It shouldn't be good either.
Sherman's ankle just cracked. Sounded like something breaking. I am here with a story for you guys out of the Good Old Days magazine that I'm still reading. I found at least 2 stories that I want to read to you guys, but of course I only do 1 per video. My eyes are still bothering me today. The first story is called Cucumber Pie. Yes, you heard me right. Cucumber Pie. It was his first and last pie, by GENIE Dickerson. See? Cucumber pie. It's even got the picture of the cucumber right there. Okay, let's see how good this cucumber pie was. If it was his first and last, I would say it wasn't too yummy. Let's see. Oh, and I do have a tank top one. This might look like I'm just wearing a bra, but trust me, I'm not. I am wearing my pink tank top because it is super duper hot in here. Alright. In the 1950s, Mom taught us kids to cook. She taught my brother Vince and me to make dumplings, cornbread, and egg noodles. Besides measuring and stirring, we got to lick the bowl. Ugh. This reminds me of my sister and other people in my family eating that raw noodles, that when they're making homemade noodles. I don't like noodles. But they eat them raw. It's disgusting. Nobody could have blamed her for what happened one summer day in our hometown of Oak Park, Illinois. Vince was about 16 years old. After enjoying Mom's chilled cucumber salad the week before, he thought the wonderful cucumber flavor might combine successfully with a concept of a pie. That's when he announced his intention to bake a cucumber pie. Mom never said no to any of our kitchen plans. Though she had never made a cucumber pie herself and had never heard of one, she agreed to it. Vince clearly didn't want advice, although he asked Mom to be close by to answer the odd questions. Little sister, me, thought a cucumber pie sounded yucky and ran off to the living room while the project progressed. And when I say me, I mean GENIE Dickerson. A couple of hours later, the doorbell rang, and in came Uncle Nick, stopping by to drop off something or another for Mom from his flower shop. Uncle Nick sniffed and glanced toward the kitchen as soon as I opened the door for him. Vince hurried out of the kitchen to greet him, crowing, "We took a cucumber pie out of the oven 20 minutes ago." "You can have the first piece." Vince picked up a long kitchen knife and set the edge of the pie with the knife point in the center, and that's exactly where it stayed, on the top. "It won't cut," he said to Mom. She walked over and tried it, with the same result. It occurred to me that without a recipe, the pie might have had too much sugar and too high of a baking temperature that would have turned out into some kind of sort of hard candy. Vince offered a solution. "I'll get my axe, my Boy Scout axe. It'll cut anything." At that point, I was standing in the doorway. On hearing the word axe, I stepped back a few inches. The pie was sounding worse by the minute. The tool was actually more hatchet than axe, but Vince liked to say axe. Mom, not wanting to discourage Vince in the kitchen, told him they would need to wash the blade of the axe first. They did that all in front of our uncle. Vince served Uncle Nick the first slice of warm axe-cut cucumber pie. I opened wide my eyes from around the corner of the kitchen doorway. I noted that my brother hadn't cut himself a piece of the pie. He stood next to the table, watching, no doubt wondering how this would go. Uncle Nick stabbed the pie with a fork, slipped a half-inch cube of it between his lips, and bit down on it. His jaws moved up and down. Were his teeth still whole? I didn't hear any loud cracking sounds. Halfway through the pie slice, Uncle Nick set his fork on the plate. "That's enough," he said. "I'm through. I don't know what it's doing to my insides." After Uncle Nick left, I was offered a slice of the pie. It's the only pie in my life that I flatly refuse to much as taste. I never knew what happened to the leftovers. Uncle Nick didn't report illness from the pie, but Vince did give up pie baking, and that was a good thing. So please, please, if you learned anything from this story from the 1950s, whatever you do, do not accept a piece of cucumber pie if you're ever offered one.